I don't know what they did at the end of that race. Him and Adam Stevens, they put something together there. They got that car figured out, and they went on to clutch it at the end of this race and win the race. Although with him winning this race, locking him in championship 4, I still think Larson is a championship favorite. I think it's undeniable at this point. Can Bell go out and win at Phoenix and win the championship? Sure. I think any one of the 4 guys that make Phoenix can win the championship. But I still think Larson's the guy to beat. He's got the best pit crew. I think he's the hungriest driver. He's on an absolute tear this year in anything he's driven. I mean, just go look at anything Larson's done this year. It's just been insane. He's already won the Southern 500, the Crown Jewel, the one that eluded him, really. I think that was the biggest win of his career, and in my opinion, and we witnessed it this year, was his Southern 500 win. Goes out, wins Vegas. I just think that he's the guy to beat. I just don't see anybody else really being able to prove anything wrong there. And then when points are concerned here, we have Reddick -10 post Homestead. Truex and Hamlin are both 6th and 7th, both -17, and then Buescher -43. The way I look at it is I believe Byron's going to make it on points. I just don't think that he is going to have a bad race at Martinsville, and it's all he can't afford to do. As long as he gets stage points, stage 1 and 2, and then just maintains about top 10, I think he'll be fine on points, really. I don't think anybody could do enough to take him out on points. One person's going to make it in on points at a minimum, so I think it will be Byron. When it comes to Martinsville, Reddick, he just hasn't shown anything on short tracks. Really, his entire Cup career, I just don't see him being able to perform at Martinsville. I think he's done. Truex, Hamlin, can either of them win? Sure. Could both of them make it into the final round? I don't think so. I don't think we see both of them advancing. It's one or the other, or none of the above, in my opinion. And then Buescher, I'll talk about that more here in a minute, but he's in a must-win situation. It's just nothing you can say about it. All right, and then when it comes to the Cup Series, the Xfinity 500, the last race of the round of 8, we know that Bell and Larson are locked in. And as I just mentioned with the points, I kind of gave you the preview already of what I think. Reddick, I don't see Reddick having anything to do with this race. I think he's going to be out. Truex, Hamlin, I think it's going to be one of the above or none of the above here. So, and then Buescher's in a must-win. So, really, I think Byron's going to make it in on points. So who's the last position here to make it in? That's my race pick. I mean, if you're looking around my background, I think you guys already know who I'm taking this weekend. I think it's his year, man. I do. I've doubted him all season long. The beginning of our channel, I mean, we started the season off just bagging him week in, week out. Dump truck master. I think it's his year, man. I think he's going to make championship 4. Will he win the championship? I don't think so. But does he make the championship 4? Yep. And he wins this weekend at Martinsville. He does. Ryan Blaney in the 12 car. He's going to do it, man. He's going to do it. Him and Bell are my 2 biggest playoff surprises this season. Absolutely surprised me. Those are my 2 surprises in a good way. And my 2 surprises in a not so good way were Harvick and Busch. I think those 2 really disappointed me. So, I guess in every playoff scenario, you got to have 2 drivers that surprise you and 2 drivers that disappoint you. And this year, that's who it is. Blaney and Bell. They've surprised me this year. I didn't think either of them were going to make it out of the first round. I had them both out in the first round. And they did it. They're here. One's already locked in and one's 10 points to the good. And I think Blaney wins this weekend. Now, my dark horse. I said I was going to take someone that wasn't in the playoffs as my dark horse, but I can't do it this weekend. My dark horse here is Chris Buescher. Everybody is sleeping on this guy. He is an absolute afterthought to anybody's predictions to make the playoffs. I don't think he has anything to lose. 43 points out. He's not going to be raced for stages. Like I said a lot with Chandler Smith. He's going to do the absolute opposite of what everybody else decides to do. If the leaders pit, he's staying out. If the leaders stay out, he's going to pit. We know tires don't mean a damn thing at Martinsville. We proved it in the first race. Tires don't mean a damn thing. So if we get a caution here, I don't know, 60, 70 to go, leaders decide to pit, which I think would be the dumbest decision of all time, you're going to see the 17 car stay out. Whether he's running second, third, fourth, I think he'll have a great opportunity to cycle to lead here and maybe be able to hang on for the win. Gotta remember, Chase Briscoe tried this last year. He tried this, and it almost worked out. Bell got him, I think, with like 3 or 4 laps to go. But it almost worked out. And he was on the oldest tires on the field and almost hung on to steal a spot in the championship 4. I think we see something like that here with Buescher. I think we see a Hail Mary. So does he win the race? I don't think so. I think that Blaney's still going to win this race. But like I said, if we get one of those weird scenarios late in this race, one of those late cautions, and everybody decides to pit, which I think is the dumbest decision of all time, and Buescher decides to stay out. If anybody could turn that thing into an absolute roadblock and hang on for it, I think it's Buescher. So, and I'm thinking it's a dark horse because everybody else out there is sleeping on this guy right now. They do not have any idea that what this guy can do behind the wheel. I think there's nobody that should doubt him anymore, but he's off everybody's radar. So he's on my radar as my dark horse. I'm taking Buescher.